and we're using our roller crimper. Got the tiller on the back for a little counterweight here. Rye field that was crimped 2 days ago. You'll notice some variation in the color there. Some of the areas were a little further along. Those would be the brown areas. Some of the dark green areas were crimped, but the rye had blown over. So you'll notice a few areas that are like that. Okay, this is what we were after when we crimp. We were going in a forward direction here from this spot. The other rows that are noticeable are the return passes. We try and plant in the direction of the crimp. And these plants, the rye, you can see I've taken one out. You can see where the roller crimper has crimped this section here for the kill. Here's another crimp mark right here, and yet another down here. So, and one more right there. So that's the object. Try and get a kill with multiple crimps on this rye as we progress through the field. Now let's take a look at some of the areas where the wind had blown the rye down, and you'll see a distinct difference in the crimp pattern. Hopefully we'll get a kill. Oh, also take note of this contoured land here with the field sloping, and we follow a curved terrace, so it's a real challenge with this crimper to hold a straight line. In some areas like this that you see out there, it actually works to the advantage going, but coming back when you're making a left turn, this thing wants to pull right. It's a challenge. You've got to realign quite a bit. So I have some mixed emotions again about the crimper used on irregular ground. We ran into the same problem on the upper fields last year and this field with the vetch that was planted. Works great if you've got a flat test plot, but this may be more effort than it's worth. I'm not sure. Here you can really see the damage to the rye from the wind, how it was laid over, and it's just, I'm not sure what kind of kill we got. We'll have to monitor this again. It's been 2 days since we crimped. We'll check it again in another couple days. As a matter of fact, so much of this field was down that in this portion over here, we crimped in the other direction, in the north-south direction. Okay, a couple days ago we ran some test planting in our crimped rye and had some mixed results, especially in these wind-blown areas that you can see where we couldn't crimp in the direction of the grain. You can see in some of these areas where the coulters sliced through, and we got what looked to be good seed placement. We've checked it. It's about 1.5 inches deep or so. And you can see with this wind-blown rye down where we were able to cut through it in some areas. Here we have another area where the rye was blown down in a pretty much a perpendicular manner to the way that it was crimped, or the way it should have been crimped. But you'll notice in this area where we didn't get seed placement at all. As a matter of fact, we didn't even cut the rye. Now there could have been a couple reasons for that. It could have been moisture, could have been uneven ground. We've got a lot of it here. But I noticed this whole section, well, this row sliced and went in, and the field's not too uneven at this point, so I don't know. We've checked our coulters, we've lowered them, and as soon as the field dries out, unfortunately we had rain yesterday of 1 inch. We're going to come in and give it another shot. You can see here where not only was the vetch not, or the rye not cut, but you can see we had no placement at all. And we've adjusted all the planter sections to the same specifications, a lot of down pressure, even on our closing wheels. And like I said, we lowered the coulters, and still, this was the first pass we made, but we still had the same result on the second pass. Let's look at the second pass down in there. But there tends to be a little hairpinning here too, which I think has to do with the coulter blade. Could be speed. We slowed her down to 3 miles an hour. And again, I think that there was too much moisture possibly in the rye. Definitely too much moisture in the ground. But you gotta do what you gotta do. We're set back for about a week here with all this rain that we received, so to give us time to adjust this planter and change out these coulters, see if we have any better results. Okay, where we were able to plant on this crimp that went with the direction of the grain, it was in the areas that, or the rye, it was in the areas where the rye wasn't blown over. We planted back in the same direction of the crimp, and the results were good. To help cut through this rye that's matted down from the wind damage, blown down, I'm changing out the coulters. We're going to try, and we just put one on here first, a smooth edge bubble coulter, which is a little different than the 25 wave coulter that we planted with before. I've also, I don't know if you can see it, we've lowered these coulters by about 3/8 of an inch, 1 notch. There you can see a better picture of it. We've lowered it 3/8 of an inch, about 1 notch. We'll get a better penetration hopefully. The levelness of the planter, and ended up raising the tongue by lowering the hitch. Looks like approximately an inch, inch and a quarter. We'll see how that works out. And we'll head out into the field now and give it a test with our new bubble coulter on there, the single edge. See if we get any better result than with the 25 fluted wavy colt. Okay, yesterday we changed out all the coulters to the smooth blade design, and we're testing it in the field. This field's ready, and we're running into the same problem where the rye has been blown down. It's multi-directional. We've the areas where that were crimped and not blown down seem to work fine, but we're still having a problem with cutting through this mat. Actually, that's cut. There's no hairpinning here, so that's good. But with this wind damage, that presents a whole new problem. Still don't know how we're going to handle this. I think we'll crimp it again this afternoon, see if we can get this any closer to the ground to get our cut through here. Let's see what this section did. Here you can see the crimps from the coulters, but it's just not going through. Again, part of that could be due to uneven ground, but we're gonna smash out these few areas with the roller crimper again today. Here's an area that was cut. We can't waste all that seed on these wind-blown areas. It's just too much of it, approximately 50% of the field. So we'll try re-crimping these wind-blown areas this afternoon. Always something.